1 2. If you can hear me, if you can see me, why ain't nobody but us? TikTok, we appreciate the platform and the opportunity to connect with like-minded individuals. Peace, light, and love to all everybody that can hear me. We might check it, make sure we live right now, man. I'm talking about making sure we live and direct so we can restore some order. All these fake, phony, false pastors running around here got our people deceived and steady leading our people astray and pushing this fear, this fake, phony, false religion on people. I'm going in. I'm damn near going scorched earth today. And don't get mad at me when you hear me push this melanated divinity. When you hear me push melanated divinity, don't ask me why I'm making it about race. When you ain't never asked them why they was making it about race when they presented this image. I said, when you hear me pushing this melanated divinity, don't ask me why I'm making it about race, but you ain't never asked why they was making it about race when they presented you with these images. Sit down and shut up and listen. That's all I want you to do today in this live. Don't get in my comment section talking about why you making it about race. You ain't never asked them why they made it about race. Shut up, sit down and listen. First and foremost, let me say, when it comes to this book ain't for everybody. When it comes to this book, it's not for everybody to have their hands on, talking about they reading and teaching and preaching. It ain't for you to do. But to help you understand it, I'm going to give you some line upon line, precept upon precept out of your book so you can understand when I say to be able to break this book down, it need to be in your DNA. And if it's not in your DNA, you don't got no business picking it up, talking about you a preacher or a teacher of nothing out this book because it don't pertain to you. So let's give you some precept. First and foremost, you need to understand that the first book, what you call the Old Testament of your book, what you call the Torah, is a law. It's not a religion. It is a law meant to govern a nation of people. Who deal with the law here in 2024? Lawyers. And if you're not a lawyer, man, you really can't deal with the law books because it's in a language called legalese that you ain't trying to understand. Even though you know English and it's written in English, it's written in things that's called legalese that you haven't been trying to understand because it's not for you to understand. It's for the lawyers and the judges to understand. It's not for the lay people. Same thing with this law that you got, that the book is up under what you call the Old Testament with this law. See, the law was only for the Levitical, the lineage of Levi. I say to properly understand this book, it gotta be in your DNA. So the breaking down of the law for the people was only for Levi. And if you wasn't a Levite, you didn't have no business with this book because it wasn't for you to understand the law book. It wasn't in your DNA because you didn't come from Levi. But you made our law that we use to govern our nation into your religion. And don't blame me because you did that. It was never a religion in the beginning. It was a law. It is a law meant to govern the people of a nation that are still asleep. So they need to be taught how to govern their bodies until they wake up. I'm just giving it to you plain. Because you be running around. The book said back here like you reading instructions that was meant for you to interpret. And it wasn't. If you didn't have the right DNA and it wasn't for you. So let me help you understand something else. Those of us that understand this thing like nobody else, like nobody ever before have shown you, is because it's in our DNA to be able to do so. That's it. Let's take off the baby gloves and let's bring you into this reality, right? Because we come from a kingdom and we govern nations, right? But everybody in the nation ain't woke. Everybody in the nation ain't conscious and aware of who and what and why they are. So their bodies need to be governed because they still represent this nation, whether you woke or not. You still represent us, and we are gods, the children of the Most High. We not genetically modified. We wasn't formed out of the dust of the ground. We were born. That's what your books say. Genesis chapter 1:26 describe a birth process. Talking about the children of the kingdom and the laws that govern us was never a religion that governed us. The religious are fake, phony, and false, imitators of our law. It's what they trying to imitate, our law, how we put it down. From the word say go, mic check, 1 2 1 2. Make sure we lie, because I'm sick of it. So the Levitical priesthood, the Levi, he said you don't get a portion with the rest of the children because they sleep. Let me help you understand, break down what you call scripture. Everybody will, the scripture say scripture wasn't for you to break down. That's why you don't understand it. That's why you running around worshiping symbols. It wasn't never for you. It wasn't in your DNA. If you didn't come from the lineage of Levi, the book wasn't for you to break down for nobody. First and foremost, if you don't understand the context of this book, they wasn't preaching on religion. They was making a law to govern the nation. And if you wasn't part of that nation, it didn't apply to you. And the ones that broke it down was the Levitical priesthood. And if you wasn't part of that lineage, it wasn't for you. So while you picking up this book and the scriptures say, is it given unto you to be able to do that? And you demonstrate your incapability of it with your ignorance, with your backwards teaching of it, with your, where you got to say this name and that name. Hey man, they showed you when Jacob wrestled with the angel. We don't name them because if you name it, you can exercise authority over it. So you can't comprehend my name because you can't exercise no authority over me. Why are you asking me what my name is? All y'all caught up on the name. See, the Levitical priesthood wasn't given a portion with the children because the children might still be asleep. In the understanding, the light of the Most High, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. The law of the Most High is a light. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Most High is our portion. That's our talent. That's our gift. That's why we are given the understanding of breaking down the law. But when you hear me say law, I'm speaking beyond Moses and the governing of the body. I'm talking about universal law and the governing of energy. But it still come through DNA. And it ain't in your DNA to pick up the book and break down the law. Just like you can't walk off no street and pick up no law book and be a lawyer. You got to be trained in it. In this type of training, because our people are so advanced in it, it came through DNA. You had to be part of Levi. You had to come from Levi to be able to understand and comprehend and break down the book. And if you didn't come from that, it wasn't for you to even have. So all these fake, phony, false preachers and teachers with your religion, hey man, we don't come from a religion. The one you call Jesus wasn't preaching or teaching no religion. He taught you about a kingdom that you come from. And I'm trying to help my people understand you need the religion don't got nothing to do with the kingdom. Because you join religions, you born into a kingdom. The religion don't got nothing to do with the kingdom. Because you join religions, you are born into a kingdom. So the next time when all you religious know-it-alls, all you fake, phony, false pastors, next time you go read Genesis 1:26, I need you to understand what you're reading is the birth process. And when you read Genesis 2 verse 7, you reading a creation process, genetic modification, artificial means. In a dead body, a body with no life in it is a dead body last time I checked. Now read Genesis chapter 2 verse 7 and see what the Lord is working with. A body with no life in it. But when Genesis chapter 1 verse 26, let us make man in our like, in our image, after our likeness. Man, when me and my woman get together, when you and your woman get together, we do the same thing. We gonna make a child in our likeness after our image, because we talking about a birth process, a family affair, because you were born into this thing. We wasn't formed from no dust or no ground and breathe a breath into, because that's the animation of a lifeless body. So here your fake, phony, false law that deal with corporations, that deal with corpses operating, that deal with the governing of the sleep. And only certain people can understand how to interpret and break it down, because they talking about who and what you are. If you come from Adam, you sleep. That's all that you saying. You saying you come from Adam, that means you sleep. That's what you said. And you need a law to govern you. You need somebody over you to shepherd you, to keep you from going crazy because you ain't woke up to the fact that you are more than flesh and blood. Ain't nothing new under the sun, but it's always new over it. Hold on, because people gonna get scared when I say it, so I'm gonna say it a little bit more bolder. Hope it scare you. Ain't nothing new under the sun, but it's always new over it. So let's get back to your creation. First thing that was created that is a part of you, that's inside of you, is the light. That's the first of creation. This light is inside of you. This light was created before it was a such thing as the sun. He said, your mind ain't even conceived. Ain't no eye even seen what I got for you, what I got prepared for you. Yeah, ain't nothing new under the sun, but it's always new over it. And I come from a light that was created before it was a such thing as the sun, pun intended. I come from a light that was already in operation and lit before it was a such thing as your sun. I'm so thorough. Hell you mean? I don't know. Don't get mad at me because you don't believe the same thing about yourself. In my conversation, talking about my ego, and I tell you every time I get on here, Leo sun, Aries moon, Taurus ascendant, it's a bunch of ego in here. But I'm sick of hearing you fake phone and false pastors sucking up my people's resources with your lies and your fear. Then you got people up and down here with these names. With these names, listen, man. Hey, man, these names and these titles, if you think salvation, blessings is dependent upon consonants and vowels or saying a certain name, you still don't get it. You still need a shepherd. You need somebody to lead the way for you. If you think the goodness and the blessings and grace of your most high creator have anything to do with a name you say or a name you know, you still need to be shepherded. You need to be following somebody. Still. If you haven't gotten beyond, haven't come to understand this thing don't got nothing to do with consonants and vowels. If you can't get that, you still need to grow a little bit in your understanding. We are beyond consonants and vowels. We dealing with the manipulation of energy. We dealing with things outside of the body, outside of language, outside of words, sight, touch, taste, and smell. Only the names and the titles and the languages apply to you and your flesh and your fleshly understanding, not the spirit, not the light. It's levels to this thing. The reason that you think it does is because you picked up a book and started reading scriptures that it wasn't given to you to understand. It was only given to the Levitical priesthood. If you wasn't part of that DNA, if that DNA wasn't in you, baby, I don't care how many degrees you got, how many seminary schools and pastors you sit up under, you won't be able to understand what's in this book. Period. Christians, I know you don't understand what's in the book because you got 40,000 different denominations of your religion. You can't find a consensus among Christians that'll tell you what a Christian is. But all of you got the same book. 40,000 different denominations. Let me know you confused. We trying to find a way to get everybody on the same page. Christianity got everybody separated, and then you running around here hollering by the name. So let me help you understand whether you think is Yahuwah, whether you think is Yahweh. I'm going to share with you revelation from what come from my DNA being unlocked. Akashic Records. I'm going to show you the wordplay of the Most High and how it ain't no such thing as coincidence once you wake up. YHWH, which is known as the Tetragrammaton, and it mean I am, is pronounced you. If it mattered to you how to pronounce it, it's pronounced you. How I know it's pronounced you, because it mean I am, and I am you. And let me stop. I ain't stopping. I am you. When I say you, don't you consider yourself I am? Ain't that what you call yourself? Let's talk about the name since the people are so throw it out. Well, we're dealing with the meaning though. We're not dealing with the sounds, because just like spirits don't need eyes, they don't need ears either. So we don't care what it sounds like. We care about what it means to you. Because it's the mind that projects the reality, not the word. It's the mind that it come from. And then it's expressed as a word. But it's created in the mind, the energy, the understanding first before any word is put to the expression of the thought or any action. It starts with the thought, the mind, the unseen, the ineffable, inexpressible, and you put a term or word or definition on it so that you can express it outside of yourself. But the most important part of that process was the thought. Because without it, nothing can be created. Nothing can be imagined without the thought. So it's the thought that is the most important part. Do you understand the meaning is what I'm saying. So when you see tetragrammaton, YHWH, I don't care how you pronounce it. What matters is, do you know what it means? Well, what do it mean? It mean I am. Who call themselves I am that can hear me right now? You. Okay, then how I say it's pronounced? It's pronounced you. Why? Because you are I am. Because I am you. I call myself I am too. And you call me you. Just trying to show you who and what you are, and your enemy come and try to distract you with just a little bit to get you off track, off course a little bit. Now you run around here talking about the right pronunciation to get the right blessing. Sit your ass down somewhere. The blessings came whether you knew the name or not. The blessings came before you was conscious and aware of a such thing as the name. The blessing was still here, letting you know the blessings come regardless of what you know or don't know, what you figured out, ain't figured out, what you call good, ain't good. The blessing's still here regardless, because it ain't got nothing to do with you and what you know and what you call good. It's about the goodness and grace and the knowledge and wisdom of the Most High that's being glorified, not yours. You didn't know? That's why it wasn't given to you to understand it. And you need to accept it. We trying to get all these fake phony pastors and preachers to accept, hey man, it wasn't given to you to be able to pick up this book and teach people nothing out of it. Because you got our people running around worshiping this. It wasn't given to you to be able to understand that. But just to show you this, because this going to scare people, they always give our messiahs and our savior a special day after they unalive them. They didn't start with Jesus. Martin Luther King was the last one. Malcolm X, you got a Malcolm X Boulevard. You got a Martin Luther King Boulevard. They venerate your messiahs and savior after they come, and they pop them, and then they, oh, look at this special person that came and sent to us. We gonna remember him. But you the same one, you made sure you unalive. This is just them. They just showing you how they been getting down with you and yours. It ain't start there. It started in Babylon. Started when Cain unalive Abel. This is how they get down with the shepherds. They don't like when the shepherds come through and get the people to stop following their empire and come together and do for themselves. They can't stand that since the first shepherd came through Abel. But you may not have been taught that. You may have only been taught a character. You may not understand what it was symbolizing, because it was people who DNA, it wasn't in them, had picked up the book and started teaching you symbols and precepts with no understanding of it, because they had a degree. So if they teaching you names, you gotta know this name, and you gotta, they don't know what they talking about. It's not in them to know. It's not in them to know. If you think, let's look at the Most High. You say you believe that there is a creator, right? And that the creator is all knowing and know everything, right? So what need do you have to pray? You know everything. Now let's be real. Let's just put on our thinking cap. Don't get scared. Don't run. Sit right here and think about it. You say you believe. I'm talking about what I know, but we're going to talk about what you believe. You say you believe that the Most High know everything. Past, present, future, what you going to think, what you did think, what you are thinking. He know everything. So if this is true, what need do you have for prayer. Who you praying for? You praying for me? So you mean to tell me that the Most High needed you to remind the Most High to look out for me? This all-knowing, all-powerful, all-perfect being that you praying to, that you got to come tell him anything. So maybe once you understand, if you really believe what you say you believe, then I don't never need to pray about nothing. Only thing I need to do is say thank you, and the only thing I need to do is listen. Because when I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go, and I need some comfort, I need some understanding, I don't need to start doing this. I've already expressed I don't know where I'm going, I don't know what to do. Maybe I need to sit in the presence and zip it. That's called meditation. But your fake, phony, false pastor only taught you to pray. But you know, I meditate upon them precepts day in and day out. It was given to me to have an understanding of them. So when I meditate upon them, I'm meditating upon me. Because you know, the light that was first created, that was created before a such thing as time or a calendar or a kingdom or a religion, that same light is in me. I can go back to there. That to light my way. So when I go before the Most High, I ain't bumping. Because I already know, you know, by faith, that the Most High that I'm approaching, I already know my cares. I already know my needs. I already know the people that I'm thinking about. He already taking care of that. She already taking care of that. What I need to do is listen. I need to go and get some understanding and sit in the presence and listen. And if I do got to say anything, it's thank you. That's it. What else do what? Thank you for this existence, for this moment, for this now. What else is it for me to ask for? If I believe I'm dealing with the all-powerful, all-knowing one. I don't have a need. I'm gonna demonstrate my faith and my belief in that. I don't gotta say nothing. I don't gotta ask nothing. All I got to do is listen for the instruction, in the direction, in the inspiration, and go when it hit me. But it's the reason why they teach you to go before and do a bunch of bumping in here. They love to keep you separate and working backwards. This is masculine energy. Meditation is feminine energy. If anything, at least balance them out. You just got to do some bumping, but just know that the bumping that you're doing in prayer is for you. It's for your mind and for your heart. And the listening that you're doing is for you, for your mind and your heart to gain some understanding. The Most High don't require or desire or need that. That's what make God God, not need nothing from you to be God, to be good. Do you get that? We came in as is. Peace and gratitude. Peace and love, everybody that's listening. I just took off today. I was floating on here and I seen some people trying to say, you got to say this name and you got to say that name. And it just sickened me. Because I'm going to repeat where I started from. Because I see it's a few more people in here. The understanding of the Bible was not given to everybody. It's not for everybody. The Old Testament is called the law. The law was to govern a nation. It is not a religion. Just like today, you can't walk up in no courthouse because you're not a lawyer and you don't understand the language in the law books. You can't pick up this Bible and understand what you call the Old Testament unless you was from Levi. Because the law and the understanding, the interpretation was given to Levi. If you wasn't part of the Levitical priesthood, if it wasn't in your DNA, wasn't for you to bust the book down. You wasn't a lawyer. Now we live in a time where everybody think they qualified because they went to such and such school and heard pastor such and such teach that they can pick this book up and break it down for people. But it ain't changed. If it's not in your DNA, baby, you ain't going to understand that they can pick this book up and break it down for people, but it ain't changed. If it's not in your DNA, baby, you ain't going to understand. They are children of the kingdom, might check, but they ass is sleep. And they're going to get their light, Levi, from you. Because my law is a light. They're going to get the light from you. So I'm going to give you understanding and knowledge and wisdom of me. so that you can give it to them. And I'm gonna make sure that this stay with you. This is your portion, just like they got their portion, and they got this land, and they got these type of talents, and they got this type of inheritance. Your inheritance, Levi, is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Most High. So if it ain't in your DNA, baby, you don't got knowledge and wisdom and understanding of what's in this book. You don't got it. You don't have it. That's why you got my people running around here worshiping stuff like this. This is why. It's evidence. When you stand in front of my people and tell them people that they have to have a certain name and a certain title in order to be heard or recognized by the Most High, I know you're fake, phony, and false, and got no business with no position of power, authority, or influence over our people. So when I call this thing restore and order, I mean just what I'm saying. We coming to set stuff back in order and remove, starting with our house, all the false preachers that teaching ignorance. Bring the people out of them churches. That's what we starting with. We're going to get to the government and the president and the politicians, but first we're going to deal with our own. You fake, phony, false pastors, we coming for you first. You're going to get in line. You're going to get you some understanding, and you're going to quit standing in front of our people, draining them of their energy, time, and resources while they stay poor, and you send your kids to college and sex on the women in the congregation. These days are over with. First of all, we're going to show the people that you don't know the Bible, because we are being activated, and we are going to actually teach people the Bible. We get through, people are going to have an understanding of the context of the Bible, how to read the Bible in a way that you ain't never gave them because you were incapable of doing so. We're going to demonstrate it so the people can know, hey, man, I learned more listening to this dude over here and this chick over here and this young man over here than I did in all my years going to that church. It's just prophecy being fulfilled. That's all. So that you can understand to come out of her, my people, come out of her. People in there just false, fake, phony, and false, and trying to drain your energy and your resources. That's it. That's why they all over your neighborhoods and nobody else's. I say that's why they all over your neighborhood and nobody else's. Go to the well-to-do neighborhoods. See how many churches you see over there. If you think I'm just making it up, I'm talking about wherever you live. Go to the well-to-do neighborhoods and see how many churches you see. All right, now go through the so-called black neighborhood, the poor neighborhood, the ghetto. Count how many churches you see. Tell me if it's an accident. And all the pastors is milking the people dry and keeping them separated from the power within them. I just had to come through one time. I ain't checked to see if y'all can see me, hear me, nothing. I'm just going out. But yeah, I just had to make it. I ain't gonna stay long today. I'm already done start busting a sweat. You hear me? But I'm saying, if you a preacher, if you call yourself a pastor, and you teach people that this is their God and Father, with a straight face, you need to sit your ass down somewhere and get them people their money back. I say, I don't care if you're melanated or unmelanated. I don't care. If you call yourself a pastor or a preacher and you teach people that this is their God and Lord, you need to sit down and shut up and come up under here and get some learning. Learn your book. So the Bible means book. What you call the Old Testament is a law that's meant to govern a nation of people. The law was dispensed and given through the tribe of Levi. That's all they do. They don't do nothing else. Rest of the tribes, you got carpenters and construction workers, bankers, soldiers, cooks. Levi, they don't do nothing but law. It's in their DNA. They pass it on through their lineage. But you know, the kingdom got broke up. The kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. So the kingdom divided against itself, and therefore it did not stand. It crumbled. And you got the scattering of these tribes all over the world. Where is the tribe of Levi? Don't nobody know. They call them all Jews, but Jews was actually short of the tribe of Judah. And if you are Israel, we're not talking about a geographic location or an ethnicity. Let's step up. I say we talking about the manipulation of energy. I say if you are Israel, It's not a geographical location or an ethnicity. I know this gonna piss a lot of people off. I don't care about stepping on your toes. Step on them some more. Need to be stepped on. So you can quit speaking and spouting ignorance. Israel, never forget this. Israel means he who struggles with the mighty one. The mighty one that you struggle with is the adversary or Satan. It is a state of being if you are engaged in the struggle against the adversary. If you are in this state, you are considered Israel. If you are engaged in the struggle, because you get the name from what's being done, because the name describes what it is you do. Israel means he who struggles with the mighty one. So you always hear about us being in the struggle. I'm in the struggle. I'm struggling. That means you Israel. You in the state of being of struggling with the mighty one. It was a person named Israel, not a place. I'm talking about in your book. It describes a state of being. That's what we're dealing with. Unless you just gonna limit the Most High to a geographical location or a certain ethnicity. Man, we talking about the functional energy, man. But we got some imposters that made it about them. I say, but we got some imposters that made it about them. Look at this picture. Look at it. You got some imposters that made it about them. So this guy represent Jesus. This represent the God of the Christians. They got no problem with giving you this unmelanated person from the tribe of Judah as your God. The problem with that is, if you saying this is a real person, he actually walked the earth, and he's actually from the tribe of Judah, then you got me worshiping the ancestors of these people that call themselves Jews. You got me worshiping, literally, their ancestors. You got me messed up. And I see what they here doing today. You got me worshiping, and if I say, well, I'm going to venerate my own ancestors, then I don't want to worship these people ancestors. I don't know these people. Never had no dealings with these people. And the time I do deal with these people is subjugation, oppression, and racism. So I'm going to venerate my own ancestors. Oh, well, you're going to go to hell and burn forever and ever. You have to glorify our ancestors only. Only our ancestors is who you worship. And we run with that. Don't even question it. People told you got to worship their ancestors or else. Presented to you in King James Version. Because you know if King James didn't stamp it, it ain't right, right? You've been given a language, but you don't know how to read signs. You got people running around here telling you got to say this name. So when we get into magic, when you can name something and define it, you can bind it. You can make it act in a desired manner. So some things we don't name, we don't define, so that there can be no binding of it. And you can't exercise no power over it because we didn't put a name on it. But this when you get to the level of understanding how to manipulate energy. Because there's some people that's pulling up on you asking what's the name of the group and what you call this, so they can exercise some influence and authority over it. They want to know so they can try to take control. Life and death look alike. Light and darkness look alike from a spiritual sense. It look alike. From a physical sense, it look alike. How you know that? Because the light ain't a light that you can see with your eyes. So when the light cut on, the darkness didn't leave because the darkness was outside of you. The light cut on inside of you. Now that the light is on in you, now you know that you in the dark. It's like when you wake up and don't know where you are, what time it is, how you got there. You're sitting in the corner scared because it look like it's somebody sitting in the chair just watching you. But when the light cut on inside of you, you realize, oh man, I got drunk last night. I'm over this girl house, and that's my jacket sitting on the back of the chair I left over there. Cause light cut on, you figured out where you was and when it was. But until then, you was laying in the corner shaking and scared. Who are that over here watching me? Where I'm at, I just see shapes. I don't know what's going on. So when the light cut on, it didn't all of a sudden get light in the apartment. The light cut on inside of you, and you all of a sudden knew where you was and how you got there and what the situation is. That's what the light is cutting on. It's kind of similar to that. And then we dealt with quantum physics yesterday, how we can look at stuff and stuff manifests just because we looking at it, even if we don't comprehend or understand what it is we looking at it. What we looking at. When we look at it, we can make it manifest. So we was in a sleep state and we was doing a bunch of creating and causing stuff to manifest in a sleep state. But we didn't know what we was causing to manifest. We didn't know what we was co-signing. We didn't know what we was calling good in our sleep state. And then when it manifested and we got to experience the same thing that we was co-signing and calling good, we said, oh no, this is no good at all. Well, it got to manifest because we called it good and called it into being and made it manifest in our sleep state. So when you read the story of Adam being put into a deep sleep and his wisdom, his woman being taken from his side, this is us getting our wisdom and knowledge and understanding from a sleep state, from only understanding our physical self and the chaos and the confusion we call from taking our wisdom from our sleep state. You got pastors and preachers that do what they do so they can get paid. They want some money. That's what they doing it for. Money. You in a sleep state, but you got this book in your hand. You sleep and the congregation sleep. That's what's happening right now as we that's what's happening right now as we speak. Unqualified. Somebody trying to agree, disagree, however, you welcome. What's happening, man?
Hi,
Peace. What you got for us, man? How you if you're feeling
only
the
that
comments or you topic?
biscuit toffee. You play again?
Oh, this a game. You trying to play a game. Nah, I don't want to play no games, man. My bad. I didn't mean to accept you
Yeah,
for a game. I wasn't intending to play a game.
you accept
But let
now?
me see. How can you get
Yeah,
yourself down?
no play?
Can you take yourself off my live, please? I don't know how to get you off of here. I'm trying to get you off of
Not play?
here. I'm trying to get you off my live, man. I accepted you up here, but I wasn't trying to.
You try one match play.
Did I get him off of here? Got him. Yeah, he won the battle. I don't know how to do no. I don't know how to do that. Man, I don't know what that was. Yeah, man. He see me on there doing this live, and he get on here trying to play. You understand me? But that's how the distractions gonna come. We gotta stay focused. We gonna be at each other later on today. I'm ready for that. I can't wait. Make sure my phone gonna be charged up. So when we come together later on today, Jonathan, what's happening,
Hey,
bro?
what's up, bro? Hey,
Man,
what's up, man? You know,
the flow, man.
hey, I ain't been up here in a minute. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really been seeing you and stuff like that. I'm glad I was able to catch you. You know, I was like I said, I'm always up here just to be on the front pew and get the word and get what's really going on up in here. You know what I'm saying? And keep getting this guidance that you keep giving us. You know what I'm talking about? And letting us know who
Right
we
on.
are and exactly,
Yes,
you know what
sir.
I'm saying, how we supposed to decipher the Bible and also these laws and procedures and everything that they got going on out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know what I'm
And
saying?
and uh, and, and with that said, extended from the Levi, the word Levi mean those that bind or the binders. Because the people, in order to come together and stay together, you have to have something that bind you. And so the law is what bound the nation to each other, that they all agreed to stick to the law. That's what bind the nation. So the Most High told Levi, I'm not going to give you a portion with them. You're going to focus on keeping what hold us together. You're going to keep it updated, keep it understood, keep it in the people's ear. I'm going to give you an understanding. I'm going to give you wisdom and knowledge of my way, my will, my law, the way I am, so that you can be a light for them. Now, the nation as a whole is a light for the rest of the world, because the heavens and the earth were given to us, but the world belonged to what you would call the Gentiles. We, the nation as a whole, is a light to the world, because the nation as a whole follow this law, and the law is the light. But it's not a religion. Got nothing to do with a religion or religious beliefs. It have to do with being born into a nation, into a kingdom, and knowing who you are, where you come from, and what you represent. And you represent the family business. You represent the kingdom by the way that you live, even in your sleep state. That's what we dealing with. We not dealing with no religion at all. And the way that we show up is we leave the empires and we come together and we do for ourselves, by ourselves, among ourselves. And we trade and we spend money with ourselves and for each other. This is how we know who and what we are, because we only do the family business. We don't go work for this person and that person over there. We go find a family member to work for, somebody that's in our nation to work for. If you're not in our nation, you're not in our family, I can't work for you by law. So this is a threat to any kingdom. When you wake up to where you really come from and how you're supposed to operate, it's a threat. So they keep you separated. They lie to you about your lineage and where you come from and how you operate. Because if you wake up, you're going to come back to doing that. Think about a Million Man March, but the million men was woke. And we didn't come together to march on Washington and ask them for nothing. We had a million men to come together to build with. Because out of a million men, we got carpenters, electricians, plumbers, city planners, farmers.
Already. And
I'm just going, man. I'm just going, bro. But go ahead.
once we start going down through our history, you know what I'm saying, and realizing how certain things don't match up, you know what I'm saying, especially when we dealing with inventors or inventions and shit. Cause I was looking up the dude who invented the telegraph. I can't remember his name, but it was also some other. We gonna go black or African American because that's how they label them. Whenever you read the history, they don't let you
Yeah.
know that they were from Indian descent. You know what I'm saying? The original Indian descent of this land right here that they call America, and how we already had all kind of shit built, and we had our own cities and towns and countries or whatever, and we already had our own tribe, which was with the Indian tribe, which is where basically they stole our way of government and implemented into their way to usurp our authority over them. Because when you get to I can't remember. I'm trying to remember because I ain't trying to regurgitate, but I'm trying to remember everything that I listening that I read as far as the Indian peace treaties and stuff like that. They had plenty of Indian treaties. The Chickapow, who else? They had besides the 5 civilized tribes, they had a bunch of tribes, millions of tribes. We talking about from the east to the west to the south to the north. That's what I'm learning about, and how they took our so-called governmental status that we already had set up and took it and usurped it, used it against us, our people, because they came with their papal bull of, I guess you want to say, a contract rights or whatever you want to call it, from their Lord, not our Lord, their Lord.
Let's
So
look at that. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's look at this
let's go.
bad.
Let's go down there. Let's go down there.
Let's look at that. Because it's a contract that the people are in, it's a bad contract. It's a contract that had more terms and conditions and stipulations than it had benefits. They were able to sell it to you by only showing you the benefits of signing the contract. Really didn't stress the terms and conditions and the penalties. They stressed to you a couple benefits, and you were like, well, hell, where I signed it? So let's show you what's going on. You got the sons of God, you got the sons of the Most High, and then you got the enemy seed, or the son of perdition. But let's show you the sons of God, and then we're gonna show you the corpse operating in the law that govern corporations. He said, I saw a beast rise out of the sea. And then you have admiralty, maritime law, which is sea law. I saw a beast rise out of the sea. And then you got here with admiralty, maritime law, which is sea law. But the law that supersedes that is the law of the land, common law. Let me help you break it down, because they put it in your face. They just coded it and gave you characters. That's why if you're not of the lineage, it wasn't for you to break it down. So let's expose the lies of the enemy. God said, let us make man in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, the fowl of the air, over the cattle, over all the earth, and all the every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. Why I'm reading this is the contract. Let us make man in our image after our likeness. What do that make them? These are the sons of God. These are the children of the Most High. How you know that? I speak objectively, because I made a child, and that child was made in my image and in my likeness. So when we speak of making a man in our image after our likeness, we talking about a birth process. These are the sons of God. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fire. These are the terms and conditions of the contract. This is the inheritance of the sons of God, the sons of the Most High. When we say sons, we not talking genitalia. We talking function. The son represents strength. Woman represent wisdom. Father represent power. The strength of the Most High is going to be made manifest here on earth as us, his children. Your children carry on your lineage. They represent the strength of the kingdom, your strength, because the child is getting stronger. You are getting older. That's your strength right there in front of you. So these are the children, and this is what comes with being a child of the Most High. Your inheritance is dominion over everything. How many of them is it? Let's see. It say God bless them and said unto them. How many is them? We don't know how many them is, but we know for a fact them is more than one. Now let's look at the creation of the Lord, because the Lord and his creation was different from God's creation. If we read in Genesis 1 and Genesis 2, so what the Lord did, you see how God had us and our made them, because the us was operating from a kingdom, and the kingdom is a lot of families. We don't know how many families, just like we don't know how many were created. In the us, in the our, we just call them. These are your indigenous aboriginal people all over the world who lineage is not traced, is not focused on. Only the focus is on Adam. Why? Because look at how Adam was made. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living being. So the lineage of Adam is focused on because of how Adam was made. He wasn't born. He was formed. And like I say all the time, I'm going to say it again. He's a corpse. A body with no life in it is a corpse. And the Lord God animated this corpse. He wasn't born. Wouldn't let us come together. It was genetic modification. And you got a corpse in front of you, a body that's formed and ain't got no breath of life in it is dead. Now the word corporation mean corpse operating. And you got the real you, and then you got the corporation you. The corporation you is in all caps. This is you in your sleep state, unaware that ain't no law to govern you by these people. But since you sleep, this is what's going to animate you. This is what's going to control you. The law of the corporation that's given to you under Admiralty Maritime Law. Saw a beast rise out of the sea, basically letting you know that their entire system of law is illegitimate. Don't apply to you. Their law apply to corpses operating. Their law apply to the dead. Let the dead bury their dead. They law apply only to corporations. Corpses operating. So what's the first corpse you see operating? When the Lord made Adam. It's the first corporation. Oh man, I don't think y'all really on this on what. So the reason why you see me shoot these people paperwork is because they paperwork is for corporations in all caps. It's for corpse operating. I'm alive. I'm living. They law don't apply to me. But I don't have enough people around me to understand, hey man, these people law don't apply. We don't need to fill out none of their paperwork and cast no spells with them. Once we wake up and realize they laws only apply to corpses operating, hey man, they laws dealing with Adam. I'm a child of God. They law is for Adam and his lineage. It didn't never apply to me, ever. So when we wake up and know this, because they operate how they operate, they just gonna unalive the shepherd. They're gonna vilify the shepherd. Because now I'm not signing no paperwork. I'm not bound to it. Remember, Levi mean what binds you? So they paperwork binds you because they paperwork is your Levi. And only the lawyers understand the law. They the only one that can dispense the law, the lawyers and the judges. Because for the sleep, the lawyers and the judges are your Levi. They are what bind you. When you wake up and realize, hey, I'm going to pour out my spirit on all my children, the children of the Most High, though, because we in upside down backwards world, is going to be at the bottom. And you're going to have to really humble yourself to come get some knowledge and wisdom and understanding from people you consider to be at the bottom, beneath you. Whole time we've just been waiting on you. When he show you who we are, oh, it's going to be a beautiful day. But in the meantime, we'll wait for you to catch up, and you can keep being caught up in these laws that's meant for corpse operating. You can keep playing patty cake and filling it out and going back and forth with them with the law that's made to govern corpses. We got light in us. We not dead. We alive. We know that we alive. So the law, the Admiralty Maritime Law, the beast that rose out of the sea, he got no dominion over me because I was given all dominion, authority, and rule over everything that move here. You can't come with an Admiralty Maritime Law to supersede the law that was given for me. And I know it now. All you can do is kidnap me, harass me, and coerce, do things by force. But by right, by law, by nature, you have no authority, no influence, no power. But I rarely get on this level and talk like this, because when you start talking about corporation and corpse operating, it lose people. But we showing you their law and how their law is invented and spread out in your book that you call the Bible, but you wasn't given the DNA to break it down and see it in those terms. So the people only saw characters being described. They didn't see prophecy being fulfilled. This is where your law come from. When he say, let the dead bury the dead, they don't get it. The Old Testament doctrine books, when you see the word for God in the Old Testament, in the whole old Hebrew language, I done said this a lot too. It looked like the word eyes inverted. When you see the word, the letters, Hebrew letters for the tetragrammaton in ancient Hebrew, it looked like today's word for eyes inverted. Marinate on that when they say you got to turn your eyes inward. And the word for God in Hebrew look like the word eyes being turned in. So you can start getting the deeper hidden meaning of these messages and come out of cartoon fairy tale land. Understand who your savior is. where your Savior is, so you can know where heaven is, so you can know what Christ is, and stop looking for things outside of you for them. Heaven is in you. Your Savior is in you. Christ is in you, because that's where the Most High put it. When the Most High said, let there be light. When the Most High said, let there be light, he spoke from within you. I know I might have scared you, but yeah, that's where he spoke from. The outside didn't get lit up, the inside did. That's the difference. If you can't comprehend this and you call yourself a pastor or preacher, you need to remove that title today. Today should be the last time you stand up in front of a congregation and preach this nonsense to them. When you come into somebody, I don't have no college. I didn't go to college. I didn't get this from college. I didn't get this from a book. I didn't get this from a pastor. It was given by the Most High, what we call revelation. And it is the light that reveals. And it came around my 30th birthday, because it was supposed to be, it's set up by DNA. It is unlocked by DNA. Either you have it or you don't. When it's shown to you, when somebody pull up in front of you and go to busting this book down and busting these precepts down from beginning to end with you, and showing you things you know you don't have out this book, ain't never seen, ain't never comprehended, it's letting you know that they were sent. Letting you know that this is what it means. I'm going to pour out my spirit on my children. He ain't talking about pouring out my spirit on your pastors, on your preachers. They don't got it. They got degrees. They don't have understanding. So when you get the understanding, you come out of the kingdom of the world. You stop participating in the kingdom and upholding the kingdom of this world. Because, you know, we participate in the maintaining of the earth, not this world. It's a difference. I'm going to repeat it. This is why what you call the Messiah, he say, my kingdom ain't of this world. I come from the heavens and the earth. I don't come from this world. Adam is a creation of this world. His lineage are given to this world. I come from the heavens and the earth. My kingdom ain't of this world. So when we be talking to y'all, all you understand is the world and the ways of the world, but we telling you about how the kingdom function, and you never heard how the kingdom function. You all you know is admiralty, maritime law, the beast that rose out of the sea, and character worship, because that's what you were given. You don't even know how to read. You only know how to comprehend the language of your oppressors. Signs and symbols are also meant to be read. You don't even know how to read. You don't even know which way up is. If I ask you which way up is, you're going to point to the sky. You don't even know which way up is. But you stand in front of my people and you call yourself pastors and preachers, and I'm sick of it. For those of you that don't know which way up is, in is up. If the kingdom is in you, then that means we orient ourselves according to where the kingdom is. So if the kingdom is in you, that means in is north. That's north. That's up. That's the heights. That's the heavens when you go in. To tell you the truth is why I say you came from heaven, because you came from inside of your father. In is up. Then your father put you inside of your mother. So you went from one heaven to another heaven. That's your second heaven. And then you come out into this, the heavens and the earth. They're sitting in the heavens. So that's your third heaven. I'm just giving it to you plain, despookifying the concept, letting you know where you come from. You weren't formed from no dust or no ground. You was born. How did you get here? Were you formed for the dust of the ground, or were you born? How did you get here? Speaking objectively. So how you gonna let some people that tell you to your face that they came from being formed out of dust of the ground, and then life being breathed into them? How you gonna let them people tell you about some God? Jonathan Hill, yo You can't be on my live and say your live is age restricted. I didn't even remove you. It say consumer substances featured in live could harm your health. Oh, they really, really monitoring today. I'm just Mike Chicken. I'm finna get up off of here. Our people are the prize. Our people are the prize. Look at the pennies. I'm gonna tell y'all again. Get you some pennies. Put the penny up against your skin. Let me show you how to read today. I know you know how to comprehend the language of your enemies, but I'm gonna show you how to read today. Get you some pennies. Put those pennies up against your skin. See if they match. Talk to the melanated among us. Well, it's telling you something about who and what you are on this penny. And then you get you $1. And I want you to look at that dollar. Look at the face on that dollar. And they're saying that it take 100 pennies to make $1. It's showing you that the pennies are where the real value is, because all of the dollars are made up of pennies. All the dollars are a bunch of pennies together, working together. Because the real you will uphold, you hold up the dollar. You hold it up. The dollar's on your back. And then who face they put on the dollar? A slave master. Who face they put on the penny? So I'm gonna help you read symbols and signs today. Cause see, they'll write one thing to you, but they'll put another symbol up in front of you, and you don't know how to read them. You think you know what you're reading, but you don't. They practicing spell work with you. That's why they give you a symbol with the sign, and then they give you the written word. But the whole time they got a sign up in front of you, a symbol up in front of you that you don't know what it means. It's a real deep game being played with your mind, your time, and your energy to keep you separate from your family, to keep you from empowering your family and coming together and being a family. They work real hard at it. So they consider people like us a threat. Yeah, man, we gonna be heavily monitored and restricted. The reach of this content is gonna be restricted because of the topic. But I'm just, yeah, peace. What's happening, y'all? What's happening? I'm just, man, dropping it. If you can see me, if you can hear me, you know what I'm saying? Peace and love, high vibration, and good health to you and yours. I'm about to get up out of here. Appreciate the people that's in here rocking with me today. I got to make sure I got some videos. The reason I haven't been uploading these lives on YouTube lately is just to give it a little bit of time to marinate. Because I noticed I was looking at one of the video. I'm going to pat myself on the back, do a little touchdown there. Man, it was so much meat. It was so much meat on the plate. I said, man, I can't hurry up and upload another video on top of this video, because it's 121 videos on my YouTube channel. I don't know, after you done meditated, you done fasted, we fasting right now, and prayed and contemplated, you done smoked you a blunt or whatever it is to get your mind into that place of receiving. You should go through there and look at whatever video appealed to you, the title that called out to you. Upon the second or third time listening to it, you may hear something that you didn't hear before. Because there's stuff in there that I heard that I couldn't believe I let come out my mouth. Like, man, so if you hear it again, it might mean a little bit more to you. Because I know what I put into it. And I know why I put it out there. But I will make sure I upload the most recent videos here shortly. But I'm just letting the ones that's on there marinate a little bit, because a lot of meat on them bones in there. A lot of it. And I want to make sure it marinate for a while. Thank you to everyone liking, sharing. Medusa, I always make sure. That's the best part of it right there. That's support right there. I appreciate the support, Medusa, because I don't always get on here and say thank you for liking and sharing and supporting the live, but she had my back and make sure she said keep the cheat up out for me. If my ego come across to you as arrogant or conceited, you'll get over it. Cause ain't nothing more arrogant and conceited than putting this in front of you and telling you this is your Lord and Savior and God. You ain't say nothing about their ego. I say ain't nothing more conceited or arrogant than putting this image in front of you and telling you this is your God. You ain't tell them they was being conceited and arrogant. And you see me feeling myself. You won't tell me about it. I know who you are. We gonna express this melanated divinity just like you express this unmelanated divinity. We gonna express ours with no shame. We're not asking for permission. If you don't like it, tell your ass. We don't care. We gonna express this melanated divinity just like you stress yours. And if it's a problem, now it wasn't a problem then. Make sure they understand that. You have a warning. Yeah, they always warn me lately when I get on these live. That's why if they gonna ban it, I might just go scorch earth. Before they do, I might go scorch earth one of these days. Since they just gonna ban it, we'll just go ahead and take the kid gloves out and step on some toes and hurt some feelings in order for some people to understand your pastor, your preacher don't know this book at all. He know your doctrine. He know the doctrine of Christianity. And they say they were called Christians at Antioch. That's not what they called themselves. Need you to think about that too. That's what they were called. You should ask yourself what they call themselves. Like when you're dealing with Satan and trying to understand what Satan is, who Satan is, and you call him Satan and you call him the devil, the question is, well, what do he call himself? Then when you get some understanding, you start seeing, well, he called himself who he's impersonating. So if I'm impersonating somebody, guess who I'm going to pull up on you and call myself? Well, who is Satan impersonating? So guess what he called himself? Now, if you don't know the difference between the two, you don't know who you are, where you are, what's going on, you sleep, you in the dark, you don't know what's going on, anything pull up on you and holler on God. You gonna believe it. Don't let him perform no miracle signs and wonders. Oh, you gone. Because you don't know who you are. He said, listen to you can harm me. They said, listening to they said, listening to me can harm you. Is that what the Whoa. So y'all see how real this is. They said, listening to you can harm me. Boy, I love it. Made me pat myself on the back. It mean I'm doing a good job, man. That's what's up. Appreciate you, TikTok, for the endorsement. That's a vote of confidence, let me tell you. If listening to me, if you can listen to the fake, phony, false pastors and they and get this and never get a warning, and I'm coming like I'm coming, you get warnings and restrictions and monitor, I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm finna get up off. I'm gonna end this like I started. The Bible and the understanding of the Bible was only given to people of a certain lineage. You have to have a certain DNA to understand the Bible. It was given to the Levites. That was their portion, the Levitical priesthood. Their portion among the children of Israel was the Most High, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding God. This is their portion. This is their inheritance. And you come into your inheritance when you come of age. Mine unlocked when I turned 30. You come into your inheritance when you come of age. If you wasn't a part of Levi, it wasn't given to you to understand or interpret the law. Because the law was only for the Levites and the Levitical priesthood. And that means you had to have a certain lineage, a certain DNA to be able to receive it, because the understanding of it is your birthright, it's your inheritance. I speak on Levi a lot. Well, in this live, I'm speaking on it a lot so that you can understand what binds us. Levi mean what binds. The binders, those that do the binding. What bind us is our law. It's what bind a nation. It's what make it a nation, that they have laws. Well, just like in this nation, who comprehend and interpret the laws? The lawyers, and only the lawyers. Lay people can't go into no courtroom and pick up no law book and think they're gonna be able to comprehend it without training or study. Because the laws is to govern the nation, and the only ones that's dealing with it are the lawyers of the nation. Well, Israel is a nation. It's not a religion. I know they called it Judaism and made it a religion, but we don't deal with religions in the kingdom. We deal with the law in the kingdom. There is a law in the kingdom, not a religion. So who is it that's given to understand the laws of the kingdom? The binders, those that get people together, come together and bind them together. That's who it was given to break it down and understand. But first we got to clean house among us. It's what we doing, because it start at home. It start with the lawgivers. It's gonna start with us. It's gonna start with the shepherds. It's gonna start with the fake, phony, false pastors being exposed as ignorant, as unqualified to handle the law, handle the book. Once we get through with them, then we can bring the people together. We don't have to deal with these politicians at all. Once we come together and do for us, by us, with us, whatever they got going is going to crumble, because we uphold it. I show you the penny in the dollars. Run it back in your mind, see if I'm telling the truth. Hell yeah, it's listening to me is dangerous. It sure is. They're not lying to you. Hey man, you might start getting watched and followed around if you listening to me. You might start getting monitored if you listening to me. Yeah, it is dangerous. It always been dangerous. Every time we come through, it's dangerous. We stay dangerous. You stay safe, we'll stay dangerous. It's all right. We ain't doing no tripping. We just trying. We sitting. I know Marla Cole say, you heard me? Think about it. Everybody ain't meant to pick this book up and teach nothing out this book because you went to college. So it was given to the Levites, the Levitical priesthood. Symbolically, metaphorically, spiritually, man, is given to those that done woke up and left the curls of this world behind. But you understand that just because I left the world behind, I don't leave my people behind. People still sleep though. We not leaving them behind. We gonna have to have something set up so that they cannot be taken advantage of in a sleep state. Because we got the fake, phony, false pastors is taking advantage of them in a sleep state. My people just sleep. They not wrong. They not evil. They sleep. Not mad at them for being asleep, but your pastor though. Ooh, your preacher though. Your politician though. Your leaders, your shepherds. This is who we coming for. That's why listening to me is dangerous. Because it's going to make you start saying stuff like Marla Cole said. Make you start thinking about what you've been given. Help you understand it's the difference between comprehending the language of your enemy and reading. Help you understand that. Let me show you what the Most High. He say, I'm going to give you sign on the fourth day of creation. He said, I'm going to put lights in the firmament and they're going to be for signs and for seasons. Last time I checked, you read signs, don't you? But you don't know how to read those signs, do you? I don't think you know how to read is the language of your oppressor. That's all you know how to read. I'm here to tell you then, if that's all you know how to read, you can't read. And they want to make sure, slave, that you never learn how to read. Ain't that what they do to slaves? Make sure that you can't read? I'm here to tell you, you can't read. You don't know what the symbols mean. You don't know what the signs mean. You can't read them. Why? Because you a slave. You weren't supposed to be able to read them. Uh-oh, I'm saying too much. It's dangerous. Your secret society is speaking sign language. They give each other signs. And they know how to read signs. Because they know you, slave, don't know how to read. Yeah, man. I know it, man. When I say I might go scorch earth since they gonna get rid of the app, I might just go scorch earth on them one time. It is very dangerous when you can read and you can see the beast that rose out of the sea, what the Admiralty Maritime Law represent, who it represent, and who are the lawyers or the Levites of it. And then the true law and the rulers of the heavens and the earth and the Levites are the lawyers of it. And how one is at the top in this world and the lawyers or the Levites of the Most High Kingdom is at the bottom of this world. Because this upside down backwards world. But I still know I'm a leader. I don't think I'm a leader. I know I'm a leader. And it's not speaking from pride or arrogance, or I don't need proof or validation of my leadership. Hey, man, you hearing it, you seeing it, you feeling it, it's resonating with you. It comes from the Most High. It's my inheritance. It's my birthright. I just stepped into it and embraced it and left the curls of this world and came out of upside down backwards world and got turned right side up. Me embrace my calling. Stop waiting on people to validate or acknowledge the calling that I have and just answer the call and go with it. And it's going just fine. Yeah, they speaking symbols. They speaking signs. Them crosses, them crescent moons, those are signs. Those are symbols. You can't read them, you lost. I don't care what you believe. They put the sign in front of you. Put the symbol in your face because they know you a slave and they know you can't read signs and symbols. All you can read is what King James told you could read. All you can read and comprehend is King James language. Angle-ish. Oh, excuse me. English. Angel-ish. Angle-ish. English. Angel-like. Because, you know, the devils like to present themselves as angels of light, so they speak. Yeah, let me. I'm finna cut this live off, man. I'm finna get off this live and go on about my business, man. Appreciate the people that's in here that done listening, that done heard what I had to say. If you're a pastor, you're a preacher, I encourage you at 111. Go look at my videos and get you some understanding of the book. And quit picking this book up if it's not in your DNA to bust it down. Because we're here to expose you now. We're going to demonstrate to your congregation, to anybody that can listen, what this Bible is and what it does and what it says and who it's for. And they're going to know within 10 minutes of sitting with us that they've been wasting their time dealing with you at your church. That's what's happening. These are revelations. Peace, y'all. I'm out.